The face of evil. This was the moment Madeleine McCann suspect Christian Brueckner was hauled into court to face the world. Gaunt and haggard, the handcuffed paedophile was led into a hearing in Germany to be tried over a string of violent rapes and sex crimes at the same resort where Madeleine disappeared. Smartly dressed and clutching a legal file, Brueckner could have attempted to hide from waiting cameras, but instead, the monster kept a defiantly blank look on his face as he strode to his chair. While Madeleine's case is not being heard here in Braunschweig, the allegations have all been uncovered by investigators looking into her disappearance. It means a string of witnesses from her investigation will take the stand over coming weeks, and that raises the prospect of fresh details surrounding the youngster's abduction being revealed, and further insight into Brueckner's sordid world. Behind me are the security gates where Brueckner was driven into court. It was where he arrogantly looked away from the Sun's cameras at his windows as he emerged from solitary confinement for the first time in 2 years. Brueckner will pass through these gates for a further 29 hearings over the next 9 months. During that time, the court will hear how he tied a teenage girl to a post in the same resort Maddie was snatched from, and forced the victim then to perform a sex act on him. In the Praia de Luz raid, in the years before Madeleine disappeared, Brueckner is said to have raped a woman aged as old as 80 and hit her with a whip, filming the attacks on both victims. Brueckner is also charged with grabbing the wrist of a child on a beach and performing a sex act on himself only 6 miles from Praia, and just a matter of weeks before Madeleine vanished. Crucially, the court will hear how Brueckner allegedly climbed over a ground floor balcony in Portugal, similar to the apartment that McCann stayed in, and raped Irish holiday rep Hazel Behan at knife point. Wearing a mask, Brueckner is said to have wakened the alleged victim and tied her to a table, where he whipped her before raping her and filming the appalling attack. The charge reads, Hazel reported seeing blue eyes and blonde eyebrows through the holes in the mask, adding Brueckner allegedly brought shackles and condoms with him. Brueckner will also face claims he performed a sex act, again close to Praia, in front of a horrified child on a park swing after returning to the region years after 3-year-old Madeleine disappeared. Outside the court today, defense lawyer Dr. Friedrich Fulscher whinged Brueckner was in poor physical health, adding, he's been for 2 years in solitary confinement, so of course he is not healthy. He even claimed the media presence had left Brueckner feeling stressed. Earlier, Dr. Fulscher hijacked proceedings by getting a lay judge or juror thrown off the panel by revealing she ranted on Twitter demanding the death of the Brazilian president. The setback raises the possibility of a trial collapse if any issues arise with the replacement juror. However, court officials remain confident it would proceed as planned when it resumes next week. Christian Brueckner is charged with 1 count of rape, 1 count of rape and sex assault, 1 count of child molestation and indecent exposure, and 1 count of public exhibitionism and indecency. He is also charged with insulting behaviour and threats towards a prison guard. He denies all the charges against him. The trial continues.